affect how much it costs to travel. That, of course, filters through the whole economy, and then you start to see inflation. So that is a major concern. It's one of the reasons why Pakistan has got real skin in the game when it comes to trying to find some form of resolution, to try to make those two sides find some form of much more lasting common ground, and ideally some form of ceasefire and potentially at some point peace agreement, but no sign of that today.
Carrie, thank you so much. Well, those real-world impacts have been felt right across Asia. Let's take you to our Asia Business Hub and speak to our business correspondent there, Suranjana Tawari. Suranjana, I know you've spent some time in the Philippines. They're really being affected by what is happening with the energy prices as well. But it does seem that after this blockade by the US has been announced, the energy markets are once again really rattled.
That's right, Lucy. And just as what Carrie was saying in response to what's happening for Pakistan, it's a similar situation for all of the countries, especially here in Southeast Asia, that rely so much on the oil that comes from the Middle East. So now you've got higher oil prices once again. Brent crude, the international benchmark, has jumped up by around 7% to just over $102 a barrel, while US oil is also up about 8.5%. Trading above $104 as a result of those failed peace talks. And the real concern is not just the fighting, it's also the blockade, because before, when the ceasefire was announced, we were seeing a small trickle of ships passaging through the Strait of Hormuz. Now we've had some shipping data in just today, and we're seeing even less movement in ships. And we're expecting, of course, when that blockade comes in later on today, that there will be absolutely no supply. And analysts are saying that it's that disruption to the supply of oil that's the real problem. The other issue is escalation of tensions. If Iran retaliates, for example, to this blockade, there are fears that key energy infrastructure will be affected. Of course, the Strait of Hormuz supplies oil and liquefied natural gas around a fifth of the world's supply. And it's really important, as we already discussed, for this part of the world, which really relies on those energy imports, not only for its electricity, but also for the transportation of its food. And as Carrie had mentioned, this all filters to different parts of the economy, which is one of the reasons we're seeing markets open lower today, not just here in Asia, but across in Europe, and we're expecting the US to open lower as well. And even though some of the uncertainty has been priced in over the past few weeks, there is still major concerns over inflation and impact on global growth.
Suranjana, thank you. Big impacts right across Asia, particularly in China, the world's biggest importer of oil. We're going to take you to Beijing in a moment, but first let's take you live to Algiers, because the Pope has arrived. Pope Leo in Algiers at the moment. He is starting this huge tour, a 10-day tour to 4 different African countries, and you can see here he is just arriving in the rain. And he said flight with him that he does intend to continue speaking out against the war, and that's after President Trump's direct attack on the Pope that we saw in the last 24 hours or so. He said, Pope Leo, I don't want to get into a debate with him. I don't think that the message of the gospel is meant to be abused in the way that some people are doing. I will continue to speak out loudly against war, looking to promote peace, promoting dialogue and multilateral relationships among the states to look for just solutions to problems, and reiterate